Welcome back, and for those of you who are just joining in on our journey of our off-grid life, here's a little bit about us to fill you in. We are Chris and Georgia, high school sweethearts of 20 plus years, with two beautiful kids. We started by living in the city and growing some food and starting a farm, but wanted more.
This is the first big head I've held in my hands.
We bought some land to build our dream. A little over a year ago, we were placing the very first wall for our off-grid homestead in the middle of the beautiful British Columbia mountains. We have come a long way in the last year. On our last video, Chris and I finished putting in most of the valley sections for the roof. We also got the windows on the first floor prepped for installation and all the fascia and starter strip flashing around the entire house finished.
How far down?
Don't rub your hand on there.
My hand's not rubbing on it.
It looks like it is.
That's called videography. It's all an optical illusion.
Yeah.
Stay tuned as this trip up, Chris gets the boiler pad prepped for pouring the concrete slab and continues getting the bottom floor windows installed.
Maybe the other way. If I was a little. Alright guys, it's another beautiful Friday. I am back up here solo for a couple days. I plan on getting this boiler pad prepped and ready to go. Georgia stripped it last weekend up here.
So this morning Chris gave me this beautiful job of stripping the concrete for our wood boiler pad. He started and then said it wasn't very fun, so now it's my job, I guess.
So I've got to get a line of conduit or some PVC pipe in here for that. I've got our feed from the house, or I guess from the boiler here to our house. However, I don't have anything to go to our greenhouse, which kind of sucks. I guess really I got two options. One, I could have cored, or not necessarily. I could have put a sleeve in the foundation when I poured it. I wasn't thinking there. I could have ran it underneath the footing. Wasn't thinking there. So the only two options I got is I could core a hole and stick it through the foundation, which would be relatively easy, except I don't have a coring drill. So I think that option's out. Next option is I gotta dig under the footing, which kind of sucks. So regardless, I'm gonna start digging. I think I got to. I'm gonna get some stuff brought over and then think about it. I'm hoping so to get that pipe in, get that backfilled, poly down, rebar down, tied, I'm going to be pouring on top of this footing 2 inches probably, just so it just looks like a slab. That is my game plan. I got my flashing for my windows, which I forgot about when I put those other 2 windows in. Well, I remembered after the fact. So I got that stuff, so I'm hoping I'm gonna get all these windows on the main floor put in, since last weekend Georgia got them all taped up. So that speeds me along there. Alright, so the joys of being out in the wilderness and leaving your sea can doors open during the day and then closing them up. I just opened up this sea can and it absolutely reeks. And you can see the mouse, or it's not mouse, it's either a squirrel or one of them pack rat shit in here. Somebody's in here and somebody died, and it reeks. Question is where? That's a great question. I don't really want to go to find them. Plus side, let's hope it was that little squirrel bastard that ate my trees over winter. Little karma, as Riley would say. Alright, trench is dug. Wasn't fun. This ground has way too much rock in it. But I made a decision. I'm gonna use my hammer drill, and I'm just gonna drill a hole through there. Well, I'll drill a series of holes and then punch it out. Alright, so there's our one piece. This piece does fit through the hole, but I've got a little bit to clear there. So, I don't feel like digging anymore. I'm gonna get the excavator. Good enough. And your son. Alright, so you and I are going to remember where we buried this for a year, 2 years down the road when we got to dig it up and find out where it is. It's right here. Alright guys, I'm done for tonight. I'm beat. I'm guessing it's somewhere around 6:30. We'll pick it up tomorrow. I'll get the poly down, rebar down first thing in the morning. And then form up the sides. See you in the morning. Good thing we don't have a shortage of rocks. Alright, so that's all ready to go. I'm going to try and get concrete ordered for next Friday and get this poured. I don't know yet. I'm going to do it myself, so it's going to be my first time doing it. So I'm not sure if I want to do a broom finish, or maybe I try to get some mats to stamp it. I'm trying to figure out what is the better way if it's not perfect, which I don't imagine it's going to be perfect being my first time. Can I hide it? So maybe you guys got some better ideas other than me. I know stamping's not easy, but I just figured if there's humps and lumps, then it might look natural compared to if I was going to do a full smooth finish. Now I don't have a power trowel, so I'm not going to get it smooth. It would just be hand troweling it. But let me know what you think. Alright, so I got to come up with a different way to put these windows in. I thought I could lift them in by myself, but these ones that are 5'8" by 3 feet tall, they're bloody heavy. They gotta be like 120 pounds. And to try to climb a ladder with that, they're just awkward. And it's because they're triple pane, so they're freaking heavy. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know if I can use the lift somehow. I'll have to think on it. All right, so after all that, I don't know my own house, and I grabbed the window for the spare room, thinking for some reason this was the spare room, but this is the office. The window was too tall. So now I gotta go find the right window, which I probably could have manhandled in. All right, so I found it. It was buried underneath the whole pile. Go figure. I think I can lift it in by hand. Make the other way.
As the day continues on, Chris goes on window by window, by window, by window, to finally get to the final last windows.
So my next windows I got to put in are these three here in the dining room. And one thing I got to make sure is that they're all at the same height, so that when I do any flashing or whatever, it's a straight line. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the middle one in first. That way I can hang my level on the top of it once it's in, and then match the other two up, rather than doing the side and then the next one. And I'm hoping I should be able to just lift these ones in with the this far right one. Maybe a little tricky that it's not buried yet. All right, that was the last window of the first floor. So I think I only got another 14 or 15 windows to go, but those are later. Next week, and hopefully we'll get our roofing material ordered on Monday, and they said they might be able to get it done by Friday, and I'm gonna come up Friday and hopefully pour that slab. So fingers crossed it's done, so maybe we can start on that. Otherwise, we will figure out what we can do next.
What better way to welcome your dad home than beating him with a bunch of pool noodles? Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.